Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswati Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Satchidananda Rupaya Vishvotpatyadihetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha. Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Hari Om. Suswagatam. We all are discussing a very beautiful text, studying a very beautiful text, that is Amritbindu Upanishad. And today, with the grace of the God and Pujya Gurudev, we shall complete the text too. In the path of knowledge, one must understand goal of human being, goal of life for human beings. This would be a right way to understand goal of life for all the human beings is one and one alone. Is one and one alone. What it is? To realize the self. To realize the self. Now, to realize the self or to achieve this goal of life, there are different paths. Different paths. And different paths have different sort of factors to be taken care for. But the final goal is one and one. So, knowing it, today we will try to understand the last few verses of this Upanishad. Let us chant the prayer of this Upanishad, which is Bhadram Karnebhi. Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shrunuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashyimakshabhiryajatraha Sthirairangai Stuštubhagam Sastanubhihi Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swasti na Indro Vriddhashavaha Swasti na Pusha Vishvavedaha Swasti nastaksho Arishtanemihi Swasti no Bruhaspatir Dadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Prayer to all the deities who are governing this body, mind, and intellect, so we can keep our spiritual path very firm and can achieve the goal of life with the grace of the Lord. Now, in the previous session, we have seen verse number 19. Let us chant. Gavamane kavarnanam Kshirasya kavarnata Kshiravat pashyate jnanam Linginastu gavam yatha. Beautifully it is said. It is said, cows are of different colors. cows are of different colors. A beautiful example is taken here. But all different colors of cow give only one color of milk only, and that is white. So similarly, there are different scriptures which explains that truth in different ways, but the knowledge is one and one alone. So the Atma Jnana is one and one alone, and there cannot be two Atma knowledge, Atma Jnanam in anywhere in the world at all. So having understood this, let us go to the verse number 20 and 21. Grutamiva payasi nigudam bhute bhute vasati vidyanam satatam manthayittyavyam manasa manthanadbhutena jnananetram samadaya uddharettvagnivat param nishkalam nischhalam shantam tad brahmahamiti smritam. Now, another beautiful example is taken. What is that? Grutamiva payasi nigudam bhute bhute vasati vidyanam. So, it is said that Grutam, that means butter. Payasi nigudam. Payasi means in the milk. Nigudam, it is hidden there. So as the butter is there in the milk, but it is not seen, it is there, it is hidden. Similarly, bhute bhute vasati vijnanam. In every being resides that awareness. That awareness is there in every being. Satatam manthayittavyam. Then how to bring that hidden thing to our notice or to our awareness, Then it is said, constant churning is required. How one should churn? Manasa manthanat bhutena jnananetram. So it is said, how to churn? By mind, by the churning rope of knowledge. Or you can understand rod of knowledge. Okay, so let us first understand this much. So it is said, unless and until a milk, that which is put into some processing to make it into a curds, and then curds also, when churn with a good speed, then slowly the butter comes up. By right processing, by maintaining right temperature of water as well as right temperature of milk, when we put the culture of the butter or of the curds into the milk. So you can understand now some very important technique one has to follow. even to get the butter. Similarly, it is said here now, some good technique to be followed to reach to that awareness or to experience the supreme reality. Then it is said, the method is now samadaya uddharet vagnivat. One should bring out, what one should bring out? Supreme Brahman like fire. By taking a rope of knowledge, that which is called as the churning of the mind, what is the experience? I am that Brahman. I am that Brahman. How that Brahman is? Then that Brahman is immutable, indestructible, peaceful, without any division. This thought is a thought of that supreme reality. And this thought is not a thought of because of something, but it is an experience of the supreme self or supreme reality. Now, one by one we will take up. First, let us take up one support where in Kaivalya Upanishad, a similar beautiful mantra is taken up for a sadhana. It is Kaivalya Upanishad, verse number 11. Atmanam aranim krutva, Atmanam aranim krutva, Pranavam chottaranim, Pranavam chottaranim, Jnana nirmathanabhyasat, Jnana nirmathanabhyasat, Pasham dahati panditah, Pasham dahati panditah. So it is said, this example is also one beautiful, when one has to create a fire for the ritual called as Havan. Then in the previous times, in the previous yugas, matchboxes were not used. Then what they used to use? It is an instrument called as arani. So there is called as a top portion and there is called as a bottom portion. So it is called as here, the top portion is Om Pranava and the bottom portion is called as here Atmanam Aranim. That is called as Jiva Atma. That is called as, you can take it as an ego also. Then one has to churn with Jnana Abhyasa. With the help of the scriptural knowledge, now take up a higher spiritual practice. What is that? Contemplation. Now just imagine, this contemplation is called as first churning. How? After the reflection, when the doubts are over, when the doubts are not there, but still the ignorance is not gone completely. At that moment, one has to focus our mind and intellect to completely this Pranava Om. And similar practice is given in our text which we are studying, and that is Amritbindu Upanishad. That taking the support of the Omkara, the sound, the Shabda Brahma, one should slowly glide into the silence. Similarly, it is said in the Kaivalya Upanishad that one must understand when our focus is complete to that Om, which is Pranava, the supreme symbol of the universal truth. Then slowly, what happens? Then it is said, Pasham dahati panditaha. A wise man burns all his cord of ignorance. Burns all his cord of ignorance. And now you will appreciate what is that cord. Then our Upanishad, Amritbindu says, that cord because of which you are connected to the ignorance is nothing but desires. Hope you understand now. Let me remind you, verse number 3, 4. In the verse number 3 of our Amritbindu Upanishad, it is said, Yato nirvishayasyasya manaso muktirishyate ato nirvishayam nityam manakaryam mumukshunam. And it is said in the second verse, Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandhana mokshayoho bandhaya vishayasaktam muktam nirvishayam smrutam. See how beautifully now we are connecting. So that cord of ignorance is nothing but this impurity of the mind, which is called as egocentric desire. And that egocentric desire, that is causing the bondage. So it is said, bandhaya vishaya saktam. So the person who is attached to all sort of objects of the world, and in that the situation and people are included, such person is called as a person in bondage. But who is a mukta person? Nirvishayam smrutam. When the mind is completely devoid of yato nirvishayasya manaha. That mind which is devoid of any attachment, that mind which is completely pure, and that mind is now reflecting the consciousness as it is without any sort of dirt in it. So we have taken an example during our study that mirror is there which can reflect our image, but if the surface of the mirror is covered with the dust, then the image is not clear, or maybe you can't see the image at all. Then what is required? Let us clean the surface of the mirror very correctly. The moment we clean the surface of the mirror, we can see our own image. Similarly, it is said here that when a person takes up this sadhana and with the fire of the knowledge, one who takes up the contemplation, that is the last step in the path of knowledge, which is called as dhyanam, which is called as meditation. So having taken that step and continuing the step that is called as meditation practice, what will happen? All sort of dirt will completely get washed away. All sort of desires will get completely burnt. And then that immutable, that which is self-shining, that which is partless, supreme reality one can realize. Having realized what is the state of this realized person. Now the Upanishad in verse number 22 explains it beautifully. Verse number 22. Sarvabhuta Sarvabhutadhivasam yat Sarvabhutadhivasam yat Bhuteshu chava satyapi Bhuteshu chava satyapi Sarvanugrahakatvena Sarvanugrahakatvena Tadasmyaham Vasudevaha Tadasmyaham Vasudevaha Tadasmyaham Vasudeva iti. What it is said? Tad aham asmi. That I am. That I am. Who is that? That Vasudeva, Sarvabhutadivasam. That Supreme Self, that reality which resides yat everywhere, Bhuteshu, in all the beings, Sarva Anugrahakatvena, all by being graciously, that Supreme Reality is residing in all the beings. And that reality, through jnana abhyasa, through the practice of meditation, one realizes, understanding that Supreme Reality, that truth which resides in every being, that I am. That I am. So, Vasudeva means Vasaha, that means one who resides. Devaha, that one who is self-effulgent. So, that truth which is self-effulgent, which is present in every being, that Supreme Reality is none other than me, myself. So, one must take up this sadhana of first understanding that the reality is there in me. That reality which is called as consciousness. This consciousness, what is the nature of it? Now please focus. The nature of consciousness is self-effulgent. The nature of consciousness is self-effulgent. That means self-illuminating. That which is so bright, that which has this power, which illumines itself as well as everything around. And that's the nature. What is the second aspect of this consciousness? It is itself a knowledge principle. It itself is a knowledge principle. What is that knowledge? That knowledge which is a substratum of all the beings. That knowledge which is a substratum of all the beings. Everything is existing in this consciousness. Everything is existing in this consciousness. Example, all the fishes are existing in ocean. Now please understand, the ocean water is outside the fish body and as well as inside the body. Hope it is clear. The ocean water is inside and outside. Similarly, inside and outside is that supreme truth, the self, the Vasudevaha. Now, understand the fish is moving in water of the ocean. Similarly, this body is traveling in the self. Please note it. Similarly, this body is traveling in the self. I am that self who is a substratum of this body and every body. It is like that of the ocean water, which is the substratum of all the beings inside. Even there are aquatic plants, inside, outside, water. There are different creatures, small and big, all inside and outside water. They are moving in water. They are living in water. And the body is now dropped in the water. Similarly, this body is existing because the substratum of the consciousness. It is moving because of the power of consciousness. It has all the expression because of the power of consciousness. And every cell of this body is alive because of the consciousness. Who is that consciousness? I am that consciousness. I am alone is that consciousness who is giving the power to this body, mind and intellect. This body, mind and intellect as such is nothing but 5 elements. Swamiji, my God, it's only 5 elements? Yes. Combination of only 5 elements. And a wrong notion is developed that I am this combination of 5 elements. And therefore, to remove this wrong notion, which is in the form of thought, only a right thought is required. And that's how this jnana abhyasa in the practice of meditation helps to clear all the wrong notions created by the ignorance of the self. What are the wrong notions? The first wrong notion is I am this body, mind and intellect. The moment this wrong notion is developed, then we develop, if I am this body, then all are connected to this body are mine. So if I am the body, I don't want to lose the body. So as I don't want to lose my body, I do not want to lose anybody. See how this thought of ignorance is growing, that I don't want to lose this body and therefore I do not want to lose anybody. This is called as attachments. This is called as attachment. Then Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, asanga shastrena drudhena chitva. There is only one and one weapon which is called as asangata. Asangata means detachment, complete vairagya. About what? About all the flimsiness of this world, which gives us so-called as kshanika ananda, kshanika ananda, kshanika sukha. And that kshanika sukha, that which is called as glimpse of happiness, we become so much attached to, which comes as mind understands because of the objects of the world. Therefore, the scriptural knowledge will tell us the more and more you get attached to the worldly objects as well as worldly people as well as different occasions of the life, your mind will start developing that impression which will turn as a strong desire. And this strong desire itself is an impurity. This strong desire which creates impurity itself is bondage. Then one who is rare, one who has reflected over this life, one who has understood, oh, this mind has caught up in a trap. Which trap? A trap of illusion. Please notice, trap of illusion. What is illusion? Let us find the happiness in object and people. Let us find the happiness in object and people. This is called as illusion. And this illusion grows. How? As Amruga Jala, mirage water, as you go close to that, it goes far away from you. So similarly, more and more, a person develops a desire. More and more, it again comes up. And that's how it burns away our whole system. It takes away the whole system and we completely turn away from that self towards the not self. So this journey from not self to the self is a spiritual great practice. It's a sadhana and it is tough, no doubt, because for that three things are important. First, determination that I must do it and I must do it in this life alone. First point. Second, let me bow down to Guru and listen to the scriptures correctly. Listen to his instructions correctly. Take a proper guidance from the teacher, the Guru, and follow it uncompromisingly. Follow it uncompromisingly. Have great patience and surrender yourself to the Lord and keep doing your every spiritual practice with his grace in joy. That's how one day we will realize that the self which is there in me is the self in all. Is the self in all. And having realized this, what happens? Then how the Lord plays whenever he takes an avatar, like Bhagavan Krishna. He did his Leela, did everything, but only as an acting. He is a great actor. Lord Krishna is Natavapuhu. So, Natavaraha, that is called as the best of the best actor. One who has played all the roles so beautifully, but never got attached to anything. Remained always blissful and peaceful. Even though going through the tough situation like a war, but he maintained his bliss and peace because he wasn't attached to anything. Similarly, we all, if with the grace of God and with the blessings of Pujya Gurudev, walk on this path of spirituality, understand the scriptures, understand the indication, follow the instructions of scriptures as well as the guidance of the Guru, and keep doing honestly our spiritual sadhana. It is said, and it's an experience that we all can realize that Vasudeva. So, having beautifully explained that how a seeker can reach from that not self notion to the reality of I am the self. May Lord and Pujya Gurudev's grace and blessings be with all to realize the self in this life. Excuse me. Hari Om. Now, today we have concluded this beautiful Upanishad called as Amritbindu Upanishad. So what is a take-home message? First point, let us not grieve over any situation. Means, do not have sorrow in life because of any external situation. First point. Second point, understand all external situations are temporary. All external situations are temporary. Therefore, let us not get carried away by any situation. Therefore, let us not get carried away by any situation. Feelings are no doubt important. Feelings are no doubt very important. But let us not be sentimental. But let us not be sentimental. That means do not develop weakness of the mind. As Bhagavan said to Arjuna, Arjuna, Kutastvam Kushma Kashmalaha. From where you have developed this cowardness of the mind. Cowardness of the mind for all seekers like us is nothing but attachment to the worldly objects and the people. That is called as cowardness. And remain ignorant and live the life of cowardness is a hell. Therefore, throw away this cowardness by the right guidance of the Guru and the indication given by the scriptures. Meditate every day and realize the self. And that's how the only way to remain peaceful and blissful. So, I thank everyone who has been there during this whole journey of discussion of the Amritbindu Upanishad. Thank you once again. And today, I think they will post or they have posted this information about offering the Guru Dakshina into different groups. You may offer your Guru Dakshina if you do so, if you feel so. Let us now take up the meditation where today our Upanishad is directly hinting towards the self to realize the self. Take a firm posture. Keep your back straight. Eyes closed. Facial expressions relaxed. Let us focus on our own breathing to gain a good concentration. Having developed one-pointed attention, let us remember the message of Upanishad. It is said, the knowledge which is called as Brahma Jnanam, Atma Jnanam is one and one alone. Different scriptures can explain it different way, but that knowledge is one and one alone. Example, cows and the color of cows are different, but the milk of every cow is of one and one color, that is white. Similarly, that supreme knowledge is one and one alone. In the milk, a butter is there, but we can't see it at all. It is hidden. To take out the butter from the milk, a process is there. One has to follow that process. And at the end, rigorous churning is required. After the rigorous churning, all the granules of butter, they just float on the surface of the buttermilk. Similarly, the self which is present in this upadhi is hidden because of the thick covering of the ignorance. So with the regular meditation, dhyana abhyas, with the right meditation technique as suggested by Amritbindu Upanishad of chanting the Omkar and focusing on the silence between the two chants of Omkar. Slowly increase the gap between the two chants of Om. Constant practice of meditating on the form first and two, then the formless silence, a supreme presence of the truth. This truth, this reality is present in us and is present in all the beings. A person who realizes remains blissful and peaceful forever. Let us strive hard and realize our true nature. Om. 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 Bring your hands to the Namaskar position. Have a gratitude towards Almighty Lord, one who has given us this beautiful knowledge and the time. Let us have gratitude to one and all around us. Let us pray for everyone. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramaya. Let us rub the hand together. Put them on both your eyes. And give a good massage. Bringing back to the Namaskar position. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.